Reportedly the most expensive movie Netflix has ever made. It's Red Notice, coming out November 12th, 2021. Is this movie any good? Let me tell you what I think coming up next. I must say that when you look at the poster of Red Notice, you know exactly what you're going to get. This poster is telling you the complete truth about this movie. Three fairly famous, in fact, really famous Hollywood movie stars, The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, in a romp that's going to have a lot of colorful clothing. This is a heist movie, and so you see the three of them. They're going to be witty and fun. And this is going to be a romp, an entertaining romp. Not all that thoughtful, but entertaining enough. The movie is described as an action comedy. It may actually be a bit of a throwback, kind of a screwball comedy. I actually would label it that, along with being a heist, and there's a prison break in this. It's going to blend a lot of different kinds of movies and sensibilities. Plot is almost not worth talking about because it doesn't matter. There's an art thief after Cleopatra's egg. They've got to get the third egg to an Egyptian billionaire who is going to reward the thief for getting all three of Cleopatra's eggs together. The thief at the beginning of the movie is Ryan Reynolds. He's pursued by The Rock, who's an FBI agent. There is an opening heist sequence, there's a chase sequence, and then there's more and more. I will not spoil anything because there are probably 3 plot twists in the first 20 minutes of the movie. That should set you up for plot twists later. You should go into this movie thinking, all right, there's going to be a twist after twist after twist. What are they setting me up for? And then you'll be able to see this movie and where it's going from the beginning to the end. The film was written and directed by Rawson Mitchell Thurber. He's done several movies, including the Skyscraper movie with Dwayne Johnson. He's done Dodgeball. He's done some comedies and then some action, so this movie is mashing that together. The overall goal of this movie is simply to have fun. So the question for you is, will you have fun or not? And there's no way I can possibly tell you that. I can only tell you what I thought of the movie. First of all, the movie quotes Preston Sturges. It mentions Sullivan's Travels. So in a way, it's trying to be a throwback to screwball comedies, older screwball comedies from, say, the 1930s to perhaps the 1950s. And then there's other sorts of sensibilities like Mission Impossible, James Bond comes up here, and obviously the whole heist genre. I love the idea of blending those, but I think it's really hard to pull off. There needs to be an air of sophistication, a charm, and a natural chemistry that you can't predict when you bring all these stars or all different movie stars together with a script and a director. Just no way to know whether that's going to work really well or work okay or not work at all. And so they tried here, and I love the fact that they tried this movie out. However, after a while, I was kind of bored by it. I thought after a while it drug along. In fact, this movie is a 5-minute break movie. What do I mean by that? My term for it, if you take a 5-minute break from this movie, go to the bathroom, get something to eat, you're not going to miss anything. You might miss a couple of catchy or funny Ryan Reynolds quips, but really, the plot, you don't even need to care. You won't miss any important scene because there's nothing really important in this movie after all. You'll know what is going to happen, or you'll know what has happened if you take a break. And I like my art to be real and necessary. In fact, I like art to matter. And so if you have a movie where I can leave the movie for 5 to 10 minutes and come back and it doesn't matter, you've made something that is sort of a throwaway or dispensable thing. It's even a product or commodity that we can just get rid of. That's what I felt this movie was, and I wish it had more screwball sensibility. I think the problem begins with the script, which is not that well informed to me as far as jokes. This has the sensibility of American talk show jokes. I like all of the individual pieces here. All of these actors are good, fun to look at, they're fun to watch, they're beautiful people, obviously. Did it work together, though? Maybe, but I wonder if we can make screwball comedies today. First of all, nobody involved in this movie has made one before. They made vulgar comedies, superhero fare. They made very goofy action movies, but not something that I think this movie is going for. I could be wrong, but I wish they would have read Oscar Wilde, P.G. Wodehouse. I wish more of that, and Preston Sturges for sure, more of that sensibility was in this movie. We need an artist's muse to work here. We need a singular, unique vision. I don't care if it's an artist or group of people. We need a Preston Sturges to have read a lot, to have imagined a lot, and to come up with something really zany, fun, and sophisticated. But I think we're sticking to a formula with this movie, sadly. And although I like Ryan Reynolds a lot and the other actors in here, this movie didn't work that much for me, so I'm going to give it 2 stars. There's no doubt that other people will give it 3 or 4 stars, and God bless you for enjoying this movie. I just didn't like it as much as I probably should have. What did you think of Red Notice? Did you like it? Do you think it was worthwhile to watch? Let us know in the comments, and please subscribe to this channel for more great content. Thank you and have a great day. All that said, is a completely mindless weekend entertainment. This movie would work. It would work better than a lot of Netflix fare. In fact, this is disappointing to think about as the most expensive Netflix movie ever. Netflix continues to churn out mediocre to poor fare. Most of it or all of it is nothing that artful, and I hate to accuse the company of degradation of art, but to a great extent, I think that's what it's done. It needs to develop talent, and it needs to, nurture and grow that talent. Really, they're just paying people off at this point to make stuff that their formulas say will work, and I think that's my main problem with this movie. It feels more like a formula. It feels more manufactured than it does feel original.